Hello and welcome. If you're new to Conjuguemos and you're just interested in playing live games with your class, kind of like on Bookit or GimKit, for example, what you will do is after you have some activities added, hopefully you've done that or you can find some, there's a play live button that you'll see next to some of the activities. So I'm going to click that and then it'll give you different options. So I'm going to tell you what these different games are like really quick and show you how to play. So the empanada gobbler pairs you up with one other random student in class, and you run around a small map and try and eat the correct definition or conjugation first. And that's how you win. And you can play multiple rounds, and you can select how long the rounds last as well. The rice and beans is a much more fast-paced game. What happens is there's like a bowl of food in the middle of the screen, and there's some flies that are trying to get to the food. And it'll show you, say, a vocabulary word or a verb conjugation, and you have to type it in faster than the other person to shoot the fly, and whoever shoots the most flies wins. Battleship is just like Battleship. If you've ever played that before, you'll first set up your ships. The person you're playing against will set up their ships, and then you'll take turns shooting at each other. If you get a hit, then it's still your turn. The answers are all kind of the same. So like they'll show you a word and you type in the definition or the conjugation of it. If you get it wrong, then you don't get to shoot and it's the other person's turn. Connect 4 is exactly what it sounds like. Connect 4 is the same kind of thing. You answer the verb conjugation or vocabulary and then place your token down. If you get the word wrong, then you don't get to place a token and it goes back to the other person. Tug of war is similar to the rice and beans in that you want to be typing as fast as you can. So definitions or verb conjugations, whoever essentially just does the most fastest will win. For some of these, I would suggest setting the time limit like tug of war or rice and beans to maybe no more than 2 minutes. Maybe just try one just to get started because the kids will get tired of it pretty quick because you got to be fast. But set up a couple rounds so that they can play against a different person and hopefully have some success at some point. So those are the games, but there's one other thing I want to show you too. So let me just pick a random one game here. When you do pick a game, it gives you an option to, for students, what they can do after the game is over. You could starting a new game, go to the waiting room, or go to graded practice. So I'm just going to pick graded practice, click continue. Now, a couple things to note here is that students do not have to log in to Conjuguemos in order to play. What they're going to want to do is go to this website. And about, I want to say 25% of my students have trouble going to a website. So they have to actually type this address in to the address bar. If they go to like Google and they search it, it'll come up with some options and none of those will work. So they just need to actually type that in up here at the top. When they get there, it asks them for their name and then they put in the code and then their name will show up right here on this list. So I'll show you what that looks like right now actually really quick. It's 563521. So you put your name in first. Is that right? Okay, that's right. So this is what the students would see. They waiting room. The random person. You can shuffle it after they're paired up if you don't like some of the pairs. And then basically you start the game and then they start playing against each other. They could be right next to each other or across the room. It doesn't really matter. And that's kind of how the game works. So play around with these games, see which one you like best. And that's kind of it. If you have questions, let me know. Adios.